Hello and welcome back. So today another episode of the Unhuntables with myself, Christopher Glex, and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for joining me again. So this is episode number 3. We are halfway through our initial promise of doing 6 videos. The last denomination that we're hunting through, it was 20p's this time.
Yeah, 20p's.
And I've got it outside my little cheat sheet. We're again hunting for the years that Grosey tells me we want to hunt for. So the 1986, 2017 and 18, the NIFCs, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I put on the sheet. Obviously, we've got the question mark 2008 Gardner 11.9 million. It's kind of relatively low compared to...
You called it the Gardner one, which threw me a little bit, because to me it's the Tudor Rose. So I was sort of like,
I just looked at what it says on the on the mintage figures page.
You missed one out though.
And then 2008 undated.
Oh yeah, the undated one. Yeah, the undated one is definitely the top one to find. But you missed one out, Grosey.
Did I?
Yeah, 2022 Privy Mark.
Oh yeah, well you're not going to find one of those. Are you? Like, if you found one of those,
definitely if you don't write it and look for it, you won't.
If you found one of those, then I'll swallow a 20p.
That's hardly anything. If you said a bag of them, then maybe that would be a bet I would take. But yes, apologies. The week before the last episode of this, I messed up on my sound. I was recording my desktop audio as well as my actual audio, so apologies for the slight wobbliness of the sound, but I don't think it was that bad overall. But
wasn't too bad.
Yes.
We just had to use Christopher's desktop audio for my own audio because otherwise it was just impossible to keep cutting it. And yeah, anyway, I think it worked out all right from a bad situation in that sense.
Yep. So first off the bat, before we get into chatting about other things, who won last week?
I was going to say I haven't checked. I can't remember, but obviously, yeah, it was you.
2 weeks in a row, Grosey. Pressure's on. You need to get better at this.
No, well, we shall see. We shall see, won't we, with the 20p's.
I must admit, the 5p's, what a faff they are to hunt through. Seriously?
I'm surprised that you maintained the stubbornness to actually search through them, like, in a row, like, do you know, where you kind of sort them out on your hand and actually, I just ended up just pouring them in a big pile on my hand and just searching through them one by one.
Oh, no. Because I'm still not confident enough that I would spot from the obverse a territory one. So I've been checking both sides as well, but I had my podcast playing in my ears, so I wasn't really... But it does take some more concentration than usual, like we would normally hunt through the commemoratives, though, to actually look for those dates and remember the dates and keep chanting them to yourself in your head over and over and over to make sure you don't miss them. That's my experience,
definitely.
At least.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think I kind of got the hang of it quite quickly, but yeah, no, especially when you don't do it very often, you're kind of...
Yeah.
For example, with 50p's and £2, your brain is just trained to know what to look for without even thinking about it. But yeah, definitely with the 5p's, you had to think about it. But I was getting worried that I wasn't going to find anything. But a couple of bags before the end, the jerseys turned up. No spoiler alert. But yeah, no.
Spoiler alert. The video went up 2 weeks ago, Grosey.
That's true. It's, if you haven't watched it, then.
Yeah, but we don't know at this point what each other have found. Obviously, I know what I have found. I've already hunted through my coins, but I don't know what Grosey's found, and Grosey doesn't know what I have found. So it's literally the day the videos go up, we find out what each other found. And we were in a call when the 5 pence video went up, and you were not best pleased with me, were you?
No, you've just had unbelievable luck, to be honest with you. You're probably getting in your mind that your luck is just the general luck with...
A par for course.
Yes, but you've just been very lucky, is what I would say, having hunted through these before. Yeah.
Not these sour grapes, of course.
No bitterness at all.
Of course. Well, we have picked. What a time we have picked to start doing this sort of podcasty kind of thing.
It's mental. The amount of news.
Our third episode of this, and another humongous change, with the release of the Queen Elizabeth II memorial coins.
Yes. Yeah,
that was quicker than you'd expected.
Yes, but thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense in the way that, especially nowadays with the modern technology, they're able to just turn around these releases so much faster in terms of making the dies, making the designs. Although I believe, as we're recording, the coins have not actually been minted yet. But certainly, had something like this had happened even 20 years ago, for example, for the Diana one, it would have taken a lot longer to actually turn around the design, I'd imagine. But I think well, I'm sure we'll get onto it, but yeah, I think the set is very nice.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm a big fan of the 50p especially. That's my favourite out of it. The £5 is a really nice design, and the crown coin, I think, again, is a pretty cool design too. But definitely that 50p takes the win for me.
Definitely.
It's such a beautiful
I
design
think
and
a lot of people
borrowed from the coronation crown.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that it's to commemorate Charles' coronation, but that's not the case. It's commemorating the Queen's coronation, but as a memorial. Yeah,
memorial to her. You've got the 50p, which is her coronation, the start. On the £5, you've got a young portrait and a more mature, experienced portrait, and then on the crown coin, you've got that experienced portrait, experienced looking Queen on the portrait as well. So it's definitely memorialising her. Whether we see, we'll see a coronation coin, I would imagine, next year when he goes through his coronation. And whether that will borrow from previous coronation crowns, who knows?
Who knows?
Can only speculate.
Yeah.
But yes, I was surprised. I was expecting this to come out this side of the new year, but it hadn't entered my head that it would have King Charles III's portrait on it though. So that was a bit like, oh wow.
Yeah.
It took me a bit by surprise.
I think it's breaking tradition. I don't know if it actually was actively tradition that they would not make any coins with the monarch on for the rest of that.
Or whether it wasn't feasible 70 years ago, like you said.
But on the other hand, they did not have these fast turnaround commemorative releases in the quantities we have now, because there's plenty of monarchs that have died at the start of the year, and then we still haven't seen coins for the remainder of that year. But it's an interesting change to what has been the case historically.
I'd be interested to know as well if this was sort of not an open competition, but like the way they invite certain artists to do portraits or designs for coins. How many, whether it just went out to the artists that did the designs, or whether it actually went out to a number and they picked the best out of the bunch.
Maybe. I wouldn't know. I'd be guessing.
No, because usually that is the case with these sort of coin designs, but I don't know. I guess time will tell on that. But
yeah.
The really interesting thing about that is how many of the coins have an unlimited mintage as well.
I know. I think it's the thing is, it's one of those that everyone's going to think it's a good idea to buy one as an investment. But the trouble is, when everyone has the same idea, it means that it's just not going to be. Do you know what I mean? I said the same thing about the decimalisation, for example. Everyone kept hordes and hordes of pre-decimal threepences and sixpences and whatever else, thinking in 50 years' time they'll be worth a fortune. But because everyone had the same idea, they're actually not really worth much, apart from obviously specific dates and things that have their own reasons for being rare.
Possibly, but the Queen Elizabeth is our longest reigning monarch ever, a record that may never be surpassed again.
Who knows?
Or at least not in our lifetimes. I don't think it will.
No.
So I think it is such a monumental event that I think that there is scope for enough of this stuff to be bought. And I think we're also discounting, in our minds, somewhat the interest from abroad.
That's true.
Not just in the UK, but the other states where she's head of state, or other countries who revere her or are interested in the British royal family, like in America. So I think there's real international appeal on this. So I think it was a really smart decision to do them unlimited mintage, because so many of us want these coins for our collection.
Definitely.
So many people want things to mark her reign coming to an end. And I think if there were strict limits like that happened on some other previous releases, there would be a lot of us that would have been really annoyed in that queue that's almost spanned up to 70,000 at points.
Yeah, no, I think, just to reiterate, my stance is that I particularly do like the fact that they are unlimited mintage, because I think it's great that everyone should have a chance to have what is, as you say, almost a piece of history in that sense. But no, I think that it's great that it's unlimited, but it wouldn't be my first choice as an investment, if you like.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean on that. We'll get on to the circulating ones on your half of the video, because naturally this will carry on over on Groseys' side, because I think you want to talk about that. Something that skipped my mind until I was doing a video recently for the Britannia Coin Company. Did you realise there's a Tutankhamun £5 coin coming out this year?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that means.
Tutankhamun?
Never seen it, never heard of it.
It's the Egyptian pharaoh, the young pharaoh that was discovered in 1922. You know, there's that Egyptian pound coin with that.
Oh, is that what's on the pound coin? Is that?
Yeah, that's Tutankhamun.
Oh, what? significance does that
So
have?
this November is the 100th anniversary of the discovery of his tomb.
Oh.
It was sort of an event that really sparked British imagination in the pharaohs in ancient Egypt. This discovery of this new Egyptian tomb with I think if memory serves, again we are harping back to year 4 Christopher, just about scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm fairly sure it was a fairly preserved tomb that hadn't been raided as many of the pharaohs' tombs had been at that point, so there was lots of stuff in there. And yeah, it's got a real potential, I think, to be a really beautiful design. But that came out in Royal Proclamation in July of this year and has totally skipped me by until I was hunting around for something on there the other day and came across it. I was like, whoa, what's this?
Another release that's going to be released soon, I guess.
Yeah, well, there's not much time left of the year in all seriousness, is there?
That probably leads nicely into the next thing I can see on the list. But
yeah.
No, we have to see what they do with that.
Yeah, so Royal Mint delays. Obviously, we all know the Harry Potter release has been delayed. BBC has been delayed, which will have a knock-on effect to the rest of the at least the Harry Potter set. So it's going to end up being an expensive end to the year, isn't it?
It's going to be mental. Yeah, unbelievably expensive. Assuming they release everything that has been said to be released or planned to be released. But I've heard plenty of words on the not so much words, but theories, if you like, that all the releases for the end of the year are just going to be stopped, and I don't see that being the case. I think they've just been delayed to allow for this memorial set to be released without sort of overshadowing it, if you like.
Definitely.
But just to clear up as well, because I think not everyone would have read through the Raw Mint FAQs page, that it does say that only the memorial set will have Charles' portrait on this year.
Yeah.
And then all the other releases will still have the Queen on.
Yeah. Until next year, those commemoratives will start having King Charles on.
Yeah.
No, definitely. But no, I agree with you. I don't think anything is going to be cancelled, just delayed until the memorial coin came out. It was interesting that they decided to delay it. I don't know exactly why, but there must be some sort of business sense or maybe they wanted to mark her passing before releasing any more commemorative coins.
I think that's probably what it is. They didn't want to overshadow it in any way. I think that's probably what it is.
But I think the Queen having passed and still having coins coming out with her minted on is going to create an increase in interest in the rest of these coins, because one of these coins coming out before the end of the year is going to be the last coin minted with her as the obverse of the coin.
That's true. What's that going to be? Probably if there's a Christmas coin, I'd imagine it might be that.
Snowman or the 4th Harry Potter is my bet.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
If you remember, in my mind, Tutankhamun fills the slot that Gandhi filled last year. A coin that came out right at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And again, Tutankhamun could be that one too. But plenty still to think about. And I have got a topic here as we're coming to the end of my half of this video. Homework. I got 2 bits of homework to set you, Grossy, which I'll also be participating in.
I haven't done homework for yeah, no, I'm joking.
So get your homework diary out, Grossy, make notes. 2023 sweepstakes. I'd love the viewers to take part as well. Tell me something you think is going to be commemorated on a coin in 2023 that we don't already know. So we know there's going to be a coronation. We know there's probably going to be a memorial coin marking the anniversary of the Queen's death. But something else out there that you think could be commemorated next year, I'd be fascinated to know what you come up with.
And we know that there's a pound coin design as well. We know that.
Oh yeah, so everything that's already been announced doesn't count. Anything that's a continuation of a series we know is going to be continued into next year doesn't count. So no Peter Rabbit £5 coins or whatever it happens to be. It has to be something new that we don't already know is going to happen. Because I think it'd be cool to see if we can spot anything.
Definitely.
And then something else which I haven't spoken to you about already. I think a fun sort of repeating segment. I would like you to find, and I will find you, a coin that we've never seen before that's got some wow factor. Something that's cool about it. Obviously, circulating UK stuff is not going to be the point. There's something really out there, out of the ordinary.
Any
that
coin
you can find
in the entire.
Any coin.
Right.
Any coin that's got a denomination on it that you think looks cool, and show me the wow factor in it. And you lose if I've already seen the coin, and I lose if you've already seen the coin.
Right. Well, if you probably, you've probably seen more coins than I have, but we will see.
So no, I think that'd be quite fun. Then we can We can talk through
Yeah.
what we think about it. I think I was thinking about this, but we've had so much news happen recently that we haven't needed to have any sort of extra topics or things to carry over to the next videos. But no, I think we've covered most of the things I wanted to cover. Obviously, some things can roll into next week, but not next week, the fortnight's time when we come back to do the next Unhuntables, which will be returning back to the 2 pence pieces.
Yeah, that's right. Back to 2p's, and we do the whole thing again.
Yep, we're going to do it one more time, and then we'll decide whether we're going to continue it out on a more regular or on a more continued basis at the same pace that the videos are going out at the moment. So let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this kind of video. But as we've done in previous weeks, you need to head over to Grosey Coin Hunts channel to watch the second half of this conversation and see what Grosey found.
Links in the description.
Links in the description and the end screen, assuming he sends to me on time.
I always do.
But
don't know what you're talking about.
I never have to chase you to do things, do I, Grosey?
No, not at all. Never ever.
Well, there we go. We'll end up and go to Grosey's channel now and end up on the coins that I found in today's video. Well, there we go, our finds for today. Half of them coming in that last bag as well, so a bit of a blessed relief. I was getting worried that I was missing things, but one 2008 Tudor Rose with the Gardner design, 2 from Jersey with this sort of cool lighthouse, that's 2016, and this one is 2012. And then this one is my favourite. Look at that. An absolutely beautiful design from the Isle of Man. Quite a recent one, I think, as well as 2020, with a beautiful portrait of the Queen as well. But how well I fared against Grosey, you'll have to go check out his half of this video. Whoops, dropping it over the place. So his went live simultaneously at the same time as my video over on his channel. So do go out and check his video as well, because I beat him 2 episodes in a row. I'd love to make it the hat trick and go through every denomination and beat him. So do check that out. As ever, there are links in the description of this video across to my social media channels, also my Discord server for coin collectors, and the Britannia Coin Company, for whom I make videos for as my day job, so please do check that out too. All it needs to be to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!